Yes. Mhm. And I was wanting to do some I wanted to do some Bible reading this morning. Yeah. And I was thinking about some of the sayings that many of us have heard. Yes. hmm Cleanliness is next to godliness. hmm And that the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Now, in the Bible, they talk about bathing. Yes. A bath. Yeah. Something I mentioned in numerous emails where you don't really think that it's important that bathing should be something that should be part of my life. Yes. For some reason, your whole thought, oops, look it just stopped. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The thought of me bathing has never been a concern of yours. Poop. But it is a concern of mine. And I have never read in the Bible, yes, though I've read a good amount of the Bible, that cleanliness has anything to do with godliness. Poop. Now, a lot of individuals, when they think about being Christian, yes, being clean, they may not have realized the purification that was a requirement of the Old Testament, and you might need to be purified. Now, just looking for purification, yes, it was something, the purification of the holies, yes. And this whole idea that through purification of the temple, restoration of temple, so was so conspicuous a feature in his reign. The blood to be sprinkled for purification, the basis from which our Lord washed the disciples' feet was probably deeper and larger than a hand basin. Jewish ritual purification in cases of accident, leprosy, or ordinary uncleanliness. Yeah. Now, I noticed that a lot of individuals got involved in what I would consider very unpure. Yes. This idea of the hyssop. Yes. The Esop was used for sprinkling some of the sacrifices and purifications of the Jews. In consequence of its detergent qualities or from its being associated with the purificatory services. The psalmist makes use of the expression, purge me with Esop, Psalms 51:7. It's described in 1 Kings 4:33 as growing on or near walls. Yep. Besides being thus fit for sprinkling, having cleansing properties and growing on walls, the true hyssop should be a plant common to Egypt, Sinai, and Palestine, and capable of producing a stick 3 or 4 feet long. Since on a stalk of hyssop, the sponge of vinegar was held up to Christ on the cross. Yes. John 19:29. It's impossible to precisely identify the plant because the name was given not to a particular plant, but to a family of plants associated together with hyssop. Qualities easily noticed rather than by close botanical affinities. Different species of the family may have been used at different times. Yeah. The hyssop of the Bible is probably one or all of 3 plants. Yes. Now, the common hyssop is a shrub with low, bushy stalks. Yeah, 1.5 feet high. Small pear-shaped, close-fitting opposite leaves, the stalks and branches, terminated by erect, whorled spikes of flowers of different colors or in varieties. It's a hardy plant with an aromatic smell and a warm, pungent taste, a native of the south of Europe and the east. Yeah. Now, Beauchart decides in favor of marjoram, or some plant like it. Yes. And its conclusion, it must be admitted, all ancient tradition points. This is the Organum Maru, the Zstar of the Arabs. The French consul at Sidon exhibited to Dr. Thompson the land in the book I-161, a specimen of this having a fragrance of thyme, with a hot pungent taste, and long, slender stems. Dr. Post Barut in the American edition of Smith's Large Dictionary favors this view. But Dr. Royale, after a careful investigation of the subject, arrives at the conclusion that the hyssop is no other than the caper plant, or Capra spinosa of Linaceae. The Arabic name of this plant, asuf, by which it sometimes, though not commonly described, bears considerable resemblance to the Hebrew. It is a bright green creeper with which climbs the fish of the rocks. It's supposed to possess cleansing properties, capable of yielding a stick to which a sponge might be attached. Stanky. Sinai Palestine. It produces a fruit the size of a walnut called a mountain pepper.